I'm LaDonna Boyd, and on behalf of R.H. Boyd, we extend a sincere Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and mother figures. We pray it is a day of peace and happiness for you, and we honor the sacrifices that come with caring for others. For those who desire to be mothers, and for those that may have lost children, we pray for comfort, healing, and hope. This week's lesson focuses on the concepts of authenticity and being honest before God. It is entitled Empty Rituals Are Useless, and it comes from Isaiah chapter 29, verses 13 through 24. Isaiah was one of the first prophets in Israel's history who wrote down his prophecies for later generations. In many ways, Isaiah set forth a paradigm shift because the gift of prophecy was previously regarded as a completely oral tradition. In the lesson, God's people were providing perpetual lip service, but not authentically giving him the honor and respect that he is due. Their proclamations are shallow because they are not sincere. Loving God must come from the heart, and he acknowledges that he knows that the people have kept their hearts from him and his love. They were guilty of purposefully removing their love from God, and their worship of the Lord had become emotionless and anemic. They may have known some of the commandments, but they refused to live by them. Does this sound like ancient times or modern-day Christians? It is easy to fall into complacency due to comfort and distractions, but we must be reminded that God has extended his grace to us, and we must live according to his expectations. In chapter 29, Isaiah reveals God's unyielding love for his people. There will be judgment, but following punishment, there will be redemption. Indeed, the prediction is that God will allow the region of Lebanon, which is famous for its cedars, to be turned into farmland and the fertile fields into the forest. Allegorically speaking, Isaiah predicts on this promised day that the deaf will hear the written words of the book, and from their obscurity, the blind will regain their sight. This is not to be confused with individual impairment, but identifies with the nation as a whole. The people were blind because they refused to perceive the Lord's direction and accept his guidance, and the deaf refused to hear the true words of God. He's going to reverse his actions and eventually forgive the nation for the error of their ways. We must continue to share the presence of God in our lives. As believers, knowing Israel's mistakes is helpful, not as an indictment, but as a warning to not commit the same mistakes. The good news is that Jesus is a guide that through prayer and supplication will keep us governed in a protected life. Again, I'm LaDonna Boyd, and I hope that you've enjoyed this week's lesson. Don't forget to like, share, and comment below. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channels and check us out on our website at www.rhboyd.com and our social media channels at rhboydco.